Strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Am I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God lives. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God lives. You are the place. We are the place. I am the place where God shows up. I want you to clap your hands and sing it with us, y'all. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his
the place where God shows up.
Now look at the person next to you and say, you are the place.
You are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. You are the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up.
Good morning. I am a member of the Soft Opening Committee, along with Reverend Luz, Vicky, Kitty, Mike, Lisa, Rhonda, and Z. The goal of the Soft Opening Committee is to ensure that we are moving forward with safety and security of our community. This is our Unity Citrus mission statement. We are here to provide a spiritual, loving, accepting, and healing community that transforms lives and our world through prayer, education, and sacred service. Two of our values are germane to this topic this morning. Spirit-led. Spirit guides our thoughts and actions as we co-create a world that works for all of us. Inclusiveness. We believe that all people are created with sacred worth. We promote greater understanding among people in a spirit of unity and oneness. For a moment, just please breathe in these precious words. The board and the Soft Openings Committee's goal is to move as quickly as possible to create new agreements with responsibility and safety in mind. For the next couple weeks, we are asking that you follow all the guidelines that we've had in place with mask and touch. We are asking each of you to honor these requests. There will be much more information coming forth via the weekly wake-up and the town hall meeting that will be scheduled very soon. This road that we have been on has been long. New breath is, though, forthcoming. Patience and prayer will guide us in the not-too-distant future. If you have any questions, please reach out to any board members or Soft Opening team members. Blessings and peace. Namaste.
Good morning, everyone. Boy, we are living in exciting times, aren't we? We have an amazing opportunity ahead of us to create an amazing, amazing community that really holds, lives, and abides by the mission that is our mission here, that Spirit led us to have, to create a loving, healing, accepting community through prayer, through education, and through service. So welcome, everyone. Welcome. Look at the sanctuary. This is beautiful. You look so beautiful. And so today in our midst, we have Ben and Kimberly Boss. Remember, they're part of our family. Woo! And Ben and Kimberly were here yesterday, and they installed our hearing assistant device. It is working fantastically, and all we need to do now is be able to share with you how you can connect to that, and that's coming. So give us a little bit of more time. So in this community, we welcome everyone, and if you're hearing challenged, we do have opportunities here to help you enhance the hearing, which is wonderful. So happy, and that's because of you. You did this. You provided the funds for us to be able to do that. So anyway, for those of you that don't know me and are watching over Facebook and YouTube, I'm Reverend Luz, and I am delighted to serve this community, this amazing place that we call our spiritual home. And so I'm going to take a moment to ask you to turn to each other first and greet each other. Yes, good morning. Namaste, namaste. Good morning. And then now let your Facebook people and your YouTube people see you. Turn around and say good morning to them. Good morning. We love and appreciate you tuning in with us this morning. So without any further ado, I'm going to ask us to just take a moment just to get settled in. You know, there's nothing more beautiful than the present moment where everything is in its fullness. So I invite you to take a deep breath with me. Release that. And welcome yourself to this now moment. This right here now, amazing, powerful moment. You are here by divine appointment. There are no coincidences in life. You are here because there is something for you to receive. A seed that will be planted. Something to encourage you. Something to give you, strengthen your faith. Something. Whatever that may be. And that seed will be nourished through your prayers, through your words, through your actions, out into the world, to bring forth that fruit out into the world. A world that is in need of peace. A world that is in need of light and love. And we are the light and the love at this time in this world. So we right now allow ourselves to release any thoughts, worries, concerns, anything, any plans. We just completely surrender to the time that we will be together. Moment by moment, allowing ourselves to be open and receptive. What does Spirit have for me today? So within this attitude of oneness, fully present, we give thanks for this opportunity. We give thanks for this beautiful day, this beautiful place, and each other. And we give thanks to the source of our being, the very ground of our being, that in whom we move and breathe and have our existence. Thank you, God. And so it is. So say with me our affirmation of oneness. There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God the good, all-knowful, all-knowing, everywhere present, right here, right now, God. Namaste.
Heaven Morning. That was beautiful. I don't know who picked out that song, but that was gorgeous. Thank you. This is a time in our service when we set our intention, and we're going to take some time to go within and meditate. When our minds get stuck, and you feel there's no control, this following meditation brings you into balance and allows you to shift from holding on to letting go and letting be. So if you will, gently close your eyes. Take a deep, refreshing, cleansing breath. Feel it circulate throughout your body. As you exhale, allow your body to relax. Feel your shoulders gently drop. Take another deep, refreshing breath. And as we exhale, we fall deeper into relaxation. Place your attention on an upset, whether it's a person, situation, or maybe even yourself. See this upset clearly in your mind and mentally repeat these phrases. No matter how I wish things to be otherwise, things are as they are. May I accept what is, whether I understand it or not. Things are unfolding in divine order. Only you can control your happiness or unhappiness. Your happiness or unhappiness depends on your actions, not on anyone's wishes for you. No one can make your choices. Mentally repeat this again as we take it into the silence. I accept what is. Things are unfolding in divine order. All is unfolding in divine order. May you be free from upset. Say mentally to yourself, I am free from upset. May you accept your limitations with ease. No matter how we wish things to be otherwise, things are as they are. May I accept what is, I let go, and I let it be. Say that mentally. I let go, and I let it be. Take a deep breath. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes and be here at this present moment with pure joy. And so it is. Namaste.
Just beautiful. There is such peace in accepting what is and in knowing that there is a divine order to everything. You can be well in your soul. So, last couple of weeks I have been sharing with you from Ellen Davenport's book, Hell in the Hallway, Light at the Door. And we have shared that what that means is that when a door closes, when you're in the hallway, when one door closes, and yet the other door has not yet opened. And that hallway is a spiritual hallway, a time of transition and transformation, a time of renewal, and a lot of spiritual work. When you are in that hallway, you have to do the greatest work of all, and that is the work of grieving. Grieving what is no longer, accepting what is, arriving to that place of acceptance and knowing where you are now so that you can move forward. Now, there are a lot of things that, initiate our entry into the hallway. It could be any number of things. It could be a divorce. It could be bankruptcy. It could be a death. It could be a sickness. It could be anything. It could get you into that hallway. And no matter what brings you there, one of the things that we will need to do in that hallway is to forgive. And that is probably one of the hardest things any one of us will ever have to face. The process of forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is such a complex topic, really. It has lots and lots of different layers to it. But this work of forgiveness, whether it is a minor infraction that you're forgiving or a very deep offense, is essential for your healing. And so, you want to be able to arrive to that place to accept what is and do the work that is yours to do. We've been talking about you feeling your feelings, really allowing them to be felt, allowing yourself in that tender time that you're in the hallway to receive the love and the support of others that want to give it so freely because they're showing up as the love of God expressing through them. And in that hallway, we've talked about surrendering, allowing yourself to accept what is. And now we're going to talk about forgiveness, because forgiveness is that gift that you give to yourself. It's not for anyone else. It's really for you. Because in the process, you free yourself from the pain of the past so that you can move into the present. And you hear me say over and over again how the present is the most important moment of your life. It is in the present moment that you can begin to create your future with your words, with your thoughts, and with your deeds. And you can't do that if you're creating from that place those thoughts and deeds that are holding you back, those thoughts of anger and hatred and unforgiveness and revenge and God knows what else we have in our minds sometimes. You just can't do it. You can't, because all those things, all that hatred, all that anger, all those things, what they do is they harden your heart. Your heart becomes really hard, and it renders you incapable to love. Love from that essence that you truly are. It renders you incapable to even receive love, because you have all these error thoughts in your mind that are keeping you from that are hardening your heart. And how sad it is to live life without being your authentic self, without expressing love and allowing love to receive love. How sad is that? You know, we're created in the image and likeness of God. God is love. And so our essence is love. And when we give it so lavishly and so freely, when it comes from that heart that is sacred, then we know that we can rest well. We can see the beauty around us, and we can rest, because love comes in and harmonizes everything. It brings us perfect peace. Love is the key, and that's who we are, and that's what we want to express. So we do the work of forgiveness, because we don't want a hardened heart. It's hard. You know, Ellen Davenport says that one of the keys to forgiveness is to stop insisting on what ought to have happened, to stop making up stories about how your life should have been different. It's hard to get there. It's like Rhonda's meditation was so beautiful. You know, Rhonda and I never even talk during the week. We pray, and none of the platform people, we just pray. We know we're being divinely led to what it is that we need to share. And it always is in sync, in perfect, beautiful sync. And so let's face it, think of a time when someone has offended you, and whether it's a minor offense or a big offense, you know, you got to admit it. That it kind of sometimes feels good to be angry, huh? To lash out and just let everybody know how horrible that person is and what they did to you. And so you go around sometimes just telling everybody about it. John, did you hear what he did? He was awful, you know, and I'm not going to forgive him ever, you know. I'm done with him or her or whatever, you know. We can't forgive them. Even we can't forgive the people who have passed on. We're still lashed out to that past offense that we have had. And even it might appear to feel good for you to be able to, you know, kind of retell the story and over again. And sometimes we need to know this, it will not heal you. Holding on to those feelings, retelling the story over and over again will not heal you. You are meant to be whole and complete. And when we are not, when we're harboring all these feelings inside of us, we're not. What's happening is that all those emotions, all that retelling, all that energy that we're investing in this anger that we're feeling, in this indignation that we are experiencing, is that it's keeping us trapped back there in the past. And it's like that saying, it's like drinking poison, hoping that the other person will die, okay? You're poisoning your mind, you're poisoning your soul with all of this. All these destructive thoughts and feelings of the past are not things that you want to bring with you into the future. You don't. And so in the whole way, you're being given this opportunity to begin to realize that happened is no longer real. It passed. The only thing that exists is the memory and the thoughts that I'm now bringing around it. And I'm allowing those thoughts to have power over me. I'm allowing that memory to have power over me. And I forget that I am a child of God endowed with spiritual gifts that will help me to take control and dominion of whatever it is that is occupying my consciousness. It is I that has the power. The I am in me has endowed me with that. And so when you find yourself that you're no longer, because you get to a point sometimes when you realize, I surrender. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to stay in this place. I can't invite happiness and joy into my life. They don't stay. When you get into that place, then you begin to start the process of being able to forgive. And you do the work. And we'll talk about a little bit about what you can do to begin that process. There's a story in the book that I want to share with you about a woman who was raped. And she speaks about how she was able to forgive the man that raped her. And she says, this is what she says: "It took a long time to accept that forgiving him was right, that it was right for me. Many therapists and friends had told me that it was okay for me to hate him. And after a while, I just stopped trying to explain it to everyone. It was not okay for me to live with hate." What a powerful arrival she's come to. It is not okay for me to live with hate. He is in jail serving 3 life sentences, and there are at least 15 of us who have DNA evidence that he was the person who raped us. His last victim was a 12-year-old girl. I can't even begin to imagine how damaged that man's soul must be. To be so violent to so many people that he has never met. And I began to have compassion for him. I'm grateful in that process of forgiveness to learn that I have an amazing heart, will, and life force that are like steel. One day, I finally realized that I have forgiven him. I've been doing the work and I have forgiven him. And I knew for sure that when that moment came, because I was delivering teddy bears to a rape crisis center. And all of a sudden I realized there was no energy left around being in that place. No energy around the memory that was negative. It will always be with me. Lots of times what we've experienced doesn't just go away. They say forgive and forget. We don't always forget. But the energy will arrive someplace where the pain is not there anymore when that memory comes up. She says, I had faith that it would happen eventually. It just was really surprising when I realized that it had. She says, this was grace. When you know that you have been healed, you have forgiven, and you are free. You see, forgiveness is so full of grace. There's a moment when all of this divine love that is in you, grace is that divine love in you, expressing. And it breaks free when you're willing to let go. Let go of the story. Let go of the feelings within you that are torturing you, that are not allowing you to be your authentic self. And then there comes a moment that in the spaces that you have now released and left empty, grace comes in. And you realize that you have truly forgiven. Suddenly, the anger and the hatred no longer seem to grip your heart. And you're able once again to feel compassion. To even forgive yourself for expecting in another who does not know his divine nature or her divine nature to behave differently. And you're feel the healing come on. And you could walk into your new future without carrying the baggage of the past. This work that you do, as hard as it is a gift that you give to yourself. A very powerful gift. Sometimes no wonder Jesus said, when they asked him, how many times should we forgive? 70 times 70. Over and over, as long and as necessary as you can finally be free of it. And sometimes we don't want to engage in that process because we think that forgiveness is about trying to forget. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. The memory will stay with you, but it will lose its power over you. It's there, but you won't no longer feel the pain associated with that memory. And forgiveness is not about ignoring what happened. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that someone's wrongful behavior has caused you harm. Robin did. She acknowledged it. She acknowledged the pain, but she chose not to allow it to live in her heart. Forgiveness is not about making excuses or allowing wrong behavior to continue. It's not about that. Robin never believed that it was okay to be raped. Never. She spoke against it. She went forth and reported it. Courage. It took courage to do that because it was not okay to excuse that behavior. Forgiveness is not about waiting for someone to acknowledge their bad behavior and come over and apologize. Hello, that probably will never happen. Yeah, it's not about someone coming back to you and saying, I'm so sorry, And that's nice when they do because they acknowledge and there's a growth for them. There's growth in them when they can do that. But you're doing it for you. And so whether they ever come back and apologize or not is inconsequential to your healing. Sometimes the people that we need to forgive are no longer on this planet. And so don't expect them to come to you and say, I'm sorry. Forgiveness is what you do for yourself because you deserve it. You deserve to be healed. You deserve to be able to experience love again and be able to give love and be part of the existence that is created for you, this amazing journey that we're having. Perhaps the hardest part to forgive is when we have to forgive ourselves. And guess what? We always have to forgive ourselves. And you say, well, I didn't do it. They did it. He did it. She did it. Whatever. But you know what? You held on to those thoughts, that ew, that gook, that harden your heart. And so you need to forgive yourself. And boy, the inner critic loves attention, especially when you're going through these times. It does a lot of shoulds and oughts. It says, well, I should have been there. I should have been there. And then you're punishing yourself. And I shouldn't have trusted. Or I ought to have known better. I ought to be a better person. All these things, these tormenting voices in your head. Maybe that's true, but forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You cannot go back and undo what has been done. But you can forgive yourself and choose to emerge healed so that you can love again authentically and be that presence of love and light that you are. We're all going to make choices and decisions that will put us in situations or relationships that will probably hurt us. Why punish ourselves? Why not choose to forgive ourselves? Take the lesson that was learned and do better. Go forward. Leave that baggage behind. I think about, whenever I pack a little bit too much. I bet you all of you are the same. And I had to lug that luggage all the way over there, you know. And I said to myself, I never really needed all that stuff. I go to where I'm going, and half of the stuff stays in the suitcase. It's the same thing when we're trying to forgive. Why bring it with you? You don't need it. You're starting fresh. You know, sometimes we have to forgive parts of us. You know, our body sometimes gets sick, and we reprimand it, and we challenge it, and we ignore it, and we just continue to not love it. And sometimes we just have to forgive a part of us, something, a body part, or that's how Myrtle Fillmore did it. That's how she healed. She actually went and took time to ask forgiveness of her little body parts and awaken them again. Sometimes that's what we have to do. Just forgiveness is multi-layered. There's so many areas of our life that you can forgive. And you know that you have arrived there, that you have arrived to that place where you say, you know, wow, I have truly forgiven that person. And you can see that lesson. You can see it. You can understand why that happened. Because you want to milk the lessons that are in that process. As many lessons as you can get for your soul's growth. You know you're healed when you can see that it was really, truly a gift. Whoever thought of that? That when someone has come to hurt you or something, that there is a gift in there. But when you're forgiving, you will see it. Lots of times people ask me, you know, Reverend Luz, I want to forgive. I don't even know where to begin. Where do I begin? And usually what I just say, begin by becoming willing to do it. You have to start there. Get to the place where you say, you know, I'm willing to forgive because I no longer want to live with this. Because I love myself and I want to give myself that gift. So that's the first step. And then be able to begin to give yourself what you need to do that. In Unity, we teach about denials and affirmations, the spiritual tools that we offer you to be able to do the work of releasing from your consciousness those things that should not take hold, those things that do not belong there. A denial doesn't mean that that thought that you're having is not true. It just means that you're no longer giving it any power. And you want to replace that with an affirmation, a statement of truth that you know. So using our spiritual tools will really help us to be able to do the work while we're in the hallway of forgiveness until we get to the place where the emotional pain is healed. How do I forgive? Become willing, because that experience is no longer there. It has no power over you. And have faith. You have to have faith that it will happen. That if you continue, you persist, that it will happen. You know, you're not alone in this journey. Our Unity principles say that there is one power, one presence in your life, and it's good and is always, everywhere present. So wherever you are, God is. And there is a power within you that will guide you through that dark hallway. It will sustain you. It will remind you that you are a child of God. You deserve to be healed and whole. That is your birthright. And so hold on to that as you walk. Let yourself be grounded in peace. And let yourself be grounded in faith. You can do this for yourself. Ellen Davenport says that when the person or the event comes to your mind, another thing that you can do is breathe, pray, release. Take a moment when they come, breathe, pray, and release. And ask Spirit to help you to see it differently. Ask to see the good. And do this as many times as is necessary. And one day you're going to look back, and you're going to look back without emotion, without a knot tied into your stomach, you're going to feel a sense of release. You're no longer tied up. You know, the Greek word for forgive means untie. So when you forgive, you untie yourself. And then you could be able to see more clearly what the gift is. I'll end with this little story. Several years ago, most of you know my daughter was going through a divorce. And it was very turbulent. Her former husband just would not accept it. Just would not accept it. Made her life miserable. Even threatened it. Joe and I kept going back and forth to New York to just support her, and there came a time, and I realized for myself that I could no longer do that. God is where she's at. But I was feeling I was so angry. I was so angry with him, and that anger ignited all kinds of destructive feelings in me. I even began to feel like a hypocrite. Here I am, a minister, harboring all this anger and hatred in my heart. And my heart hardened towards him. I could not find any love for him whatsoever. I could not see him as a child of God. And the voices in my head continued to shame me. You get up there every Sunday and you give a message and look at your heart. I said, you know, one day I decided I don't want to feel like this anymore. And I had to surrender. Because I couldn't do some things are not by might or by power. It's by spirit. You have to connect. And I asked Spirit to help me to forgive him. And I did the work that I needed to do. And I placed my hand over my heart. And I say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I no longer want you to harden. I want a soft heart, a clear heart. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And I knew that in my human nature I couldn't do this. And I kept doing it. Long time. It took years for me to feel like I was getting somewhere. Recently I went to New York City to visit my children, and my daughter tells me, Mom, he's going to be here for the children's birthday party. And I didn't know what to do. What do I do? Do I say hello to him? Do I keep away from him? What do I do? And I got busy and I kind of forgot about the different scenarios that were supposed to happen. And I sat in the living room chair, and the house, you walk right into the living room. There's no foyer or anything. And there he was. And guess what happened to me? It was like a force. It was like something was picked up my body. Okay, because I wasn't even conscious. I picked myself up. I walked over to him. I had my arms outstretched to him. And this 6'4" man fell into my arms and sobbed. And I did too. It was a moment full of grace. It was a moment full of love. And I knew then the gift that was there for me. I knew then that I could love without any restriction, that I had compassion for him. I tell you, he's now in my prayers, and there's a tenderness in my heart. And perhaps someday we've made opportunities for us to do some reparation work. But that was grace, a moment of grace. When the Spirit came in, I had done the work. And the Spirit came in. I readied my heart for grace to flow through. So I leave you with this last note, just for you. This is from Mirabelle Stars in her book called God of Love. And she says this: the sages have taught you to love your enemies and forgive those who persecute you. But what they have forgotten to tell you is that you are powerless to achieve this on your own. Talking about our human nature. You can cultivate a loving heart through prayer and fearless self-inquiry, small acts of kindness, and more radical acts of social justice. You can turn towards your pain and say yes to your life. Turn away from your pain and say yes to your life. But you need grace to meet you in the hallway. You cannot forgive without grace. Grace is something you cannot demand. You can only sweep out the chambers of your soul and be ready to receive it when it comes. And when it does, there's no doubt in your mind that you have been blessed. No effort of your own could have yielded the lightness of being. So forgive is the gift that you give to yourself. Namaste.
Grieving is part of the journey. Saying goodbye to who I thought I was. Life is a mystery, full of twists and turns. One little lesson that I've learned: forgiveness is our healing medicine. Forgiveness, when we just can't forget. It's sharper than any sword, stronger than any war. It's not easy, but I know it's a gift from you. I know it's a gift from you. We're all a part of a family. The family is growing again. We will fall and break and bruise, get back up with open wounds, and choose to trust again. Forgiveness is our healing medicine. Forgiveness, when we just can't forget. Sharper than any sword, stronger than any war. It's not easy, but I know it's a gift from you. Yeah, I know it's a gift from you. You never said that it was easy. You know what it's like to lose. Through the power of forgiveness, you make all things new. You make all things new. A little faith can move the mountains. How much faith will it take to let go of the pain we're in? Reach out to the world again and keep holding on to you. Forgiveness is our healing medicine. Forgiveness, when we just can't
Take a deep breath. Thank you, Reverend Luz. Let it go, let it be. Actually, let's all say that together. Say it from your heart. Let it go, let it be. The power of forgiveness. Okay, let me find my... That's okay, I'll get it loose. Thank you. This is the time, thank you, Joe, when we're doing our love offering, our tithe, our gifts. If you will take your gift, your love offering, into your hands, hold it to your heart, however you feel comfortable. And if we'll all say this together, please. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send forth this gift with my blessings and my love. We thank you for this offering. We know that it is given in love and it is received in love. Know that it moves through this ministry with the energy of divine love. And it goes out into the world only as good. Each giver is blessed. Each giver is loved. We bless the receiver and fill our gift with love. And so it is. Thank you, God. Amen. Now, if you'll say, we'll all say together our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Namaste. You have message or?
And I'll let you go. I just have two announcements. There is a workshop called Glorify Sound. I think you're going to really love it. Sign up for that. You can sign up on the Weekly Wake Up or on the website, or you can just call the office and we'll help you out with that, okay? And then I just want to encourage you to be on the lookout for this week's Weekly Wake Up, because there's going to be a lot of information about the town hall meeting and other things that we're trying to do around here. So that said, I wish you a beautiful, wonderful, amazing, powerful week where you can put into practice forgiving and giving yourself the gifts that are yours to have. Have a wonderful week. I'll meet you back there. Bless you.
Grieving is part of the journey. Saying goodbye to who I thought I was. Life is a mystery, full of twists and turns. One little lesson that I've learned: forgiveness is our healing medicine. Forgiveness when we just can't forget. It's sharper than any sword, stronger than any war. It's not easy, but I know it's a gift from you.